Modesty coming into the mainstream has provided this sort of bridge for my generation. You can kind of showcase your faith, your identity, and your culture, and you can dress stylishly. Hi, I'm Hafsa Lodi. I'm a Dubai-based fashion and lifestyle journalist, and I'm the author of Modesty, a Fashion Paradox. I've been reporting about fashion and culture for the past 10 years, specifically within the Middle East. I'd always kind of explored these little sections of the modest fashion world, such as, is modest modeling an oxymoron when you see hijabi models on runways? Or are modest fashion designers motivated by religion and faith, or is it purely an aesthetic kind of business opportunity? I was commissioned to write this by an indie publishing house in the UK called Neem Tree Press. I believe I was 4 or 5 months pregnant. I was in the middle of London summer. I had to meet the publisher. I went on one of those sweaty tube rides and I was wearing that badge that says baby on board. So when my publisher first met me, she didn't even know I was pregnant, and she looked at that badge and said, are you up to this job? And I said, of course, I have to do this. This is like a dream job. My deadline for the first draft was my baby's due date. It was tough as a new mom. Babies don't sleep that much, and when they're awake, they're very demanding. One of the main things I wanted to do was, through this book, is showcase the different interpretations and definitions of modesty that different women have. Stereotypically, when you think of modest fashion, especially coming from a Western perspective, you might just think of somebody who looks religious, somebody who wears a tight-fitting headscarf and maybe who wears all black head to toe. But if you look at this modest fashion movement that's gaining momentum worldwide now, you'll see that it's colorful, vibrant, it's beautiful, it's inspiring, and it's not about necessarily blending in and looking ethnic or cultural. You're combining all of your influences, your heritage, your dress code, what you see on celebrities like maybe Billie Eilish, like a pop star like that. Fashion's always been, for me, like a fun outlet of self-expression. It was a really eye-opening experience, especially the historical aspect of it and how closely women's dress codes are tied to politics and government. We had a campaign shoot for this book. There was this moment where a gust of wind blew through and one of the bloggers pulled down her skirt and she was like, oh yeah, I can't have anybody commenting about my ankles. And it's actually this phrase called haram police. I interviewed a lot of women about their experiences with the haram police and how they deal with it, and because really this is an instance of cyberbullying. Not all of these modest fashion bloggers want to be seen as ambassadors of Islam, and that's another topic in my book, is that how we as followers kind of perceive these women and we put them on these pedestals. Our millennial women are kind of taking this empowered stance towards dressing and showcasing modest fashion. It's really putting us in this cool, new, mainstream, millennial, digital savvy light, and it's a really positive thing, I think, overall. Modest fashion sometimes just provides comfort and coverage for women who just are fed up with these societal ideals. And the pandemic has really affected this book launch. It's been really disheartening in a sense to have worked so hard. Like the past 2 years were just dedicated to this book, and then finally at the climax when it's supposed to be released, COVID-19 happened. I never really thought a book was in the cards for me. I found it really fulfilling to write about a topic that merges fashion, something that also kind of combined my religious beliefs, something that can be tied to politics, women's issues, empowerment, sustainability. I'm hoping that's what my future looks like right now. Back to freelance journalism, back to writing, back to reporting, but with a different kind of approach to storytelling.